Alright guys, welcome to another episode of Tomba. I was going to do today just sub-quests to catch up on my events. However, I'd rather wait till I have more magic wings as well as Baron in order to do... Well, actually, I have 12 magic wings. But we're just going to move on. The first thing we're going to do is collect the Kujara that were wandering around here. Oh crap, watch out for that thing. Crap. Well, at least I wasn't smeared. One thing about those octopus-like things, I don't know if I mentioned that in an earlier video. I mean, it was about a week since I did the last one. Of course, the uploads are completely different. Alright, so I know I did the Supreme Ice Sculpture, or something like that. And I obtained the cog already. Take care of that guy. Gonna collect these Kujara up here. Alright, so I've got one. I believe there's a total of 3. In order to move on to the next area, we need to catch all 3 Kujara, and I have no choice but to bust this ice. Now, no weapon works on these octopus-like things except for the fire hammer. Any type of fire weapon will hurt these things. There's only 2. There's the fire hammer and the torch hammer, which we will not see for a while. We can't even use whatever these things are to kill them because a force field comes up. Anyway, we got the event Raise the Ladder, which we need in order to move on. Alright, let's put that fire out because those things are dangerous. Go talk to this guy. I don't remember if he had any information for me. Yeah, he's nothing. Alright, so I believe in this room is Charles. And I think I lost... No, I didn't lose my Kujara yet. Alright, so now we see Charles in a panic. We have to bite him. Of course, that's a little hard right now. There we go. And another event is going to trigger Itchy Charles. And now, inside that box is the main fuse, which we need in order to complete another event, Wash the Kujara, which we have not obtained yet. The machine washing fuse event is triggered here. Alright, so we're not gonna do that event right now. I'm gonna save that for later. Right now I just want to get rid of like the main parts here. I want to get access to all the worlds before I start completing all the other events. Very close to getting the oily smear there. Here's the Kujara washing shed. We'll enter that shed later. We'll talk to this guy over here and give him the circle-shaped cog, or the hexagon cog. And now he's going to raise that ladder for us, which we can use to now fly to the other side. Alright, so the ladder is up and another event is completed. Raise the ladder is now done. Now I gotta collect the remaining Kujara, which I think I missed one back down here. Because I didn't want to go near that stupid octopus. Yeah, there it is right there. Get rid of him. Get the Kujara out. He didn't go anywhere. That works well for me. Alright, so let's head up now. And now we're gonna fly over. Now there are diamonds. Don't be tempted to get them unless you really want them. Because if you do fall too far down, you will die. You can't attach to the walls there. You can only attach to the ice in those blocks right here. Now these blocks are bustable, but we cannot do it with the current hammer we have. Again, we need the torch hammer. Alright, so let's get rid of you. Take whatever's in that chest. Magic wings. Alright, that'll work. Get that last Kujara. Oh, jeez. Yes, let him go. Alright, so let's fly down now. Take that fruit. And did we... Yeah, we triggered that event. Oh no, I did not. The crying door. that was another event that I did the laughing door. I didn't know I didn't do the crying door, but now we have that event. Alright, so let's now use the itching salve. Of course, I gotta try and get Charles under control here. Alright, so let's use the itching salve, which we obtained a little earlier. I just didn't say anything about it. It was in that block of ice we busted. Alright, so Itchy Charles is now done. We can't do this event without completing Hungry Charles, so it definitely do the Hungry Charles event. Because as we move on, Charles is going to give us another item that will increase our vitality. Not the Pot of Life, we're talking about something else here. I don't remember the name of it, but it increases our life from 8 to 16. Now that door over there is not accessible until after we've defeated the evil Flame Pig. So we're not going to worry about that right now. And look at those jewels just taunting me. I'm going to try and collect a couple. I get the 20,000 one, but I missed the lesser ones. What does that say? Alright, so let me just collect the last of these. Oh, no. No. Ah, crap. Gotta do it again. I got time. Alright, so there we go. We got it. And I just missed that fire. Alright, so let's climb up over here. We're now going to enter the Summit Shed.
Hey, kid.
Alright, so here he's got an invention where he can blast the wall leading to a gondola that'll take us to the Donglin Forest, which is our next world. Of course, without the other 3 Kujara, he cannot do it. He's using the static electricity of the Kujara in order to blast that rock. Luckily, we have the 3 Kujara. We didn't wait to collect them.
That's right. You're pretty.
So once we put them in the machine, we can blow that rock right out of the way. Alright, so the event static explosion is triggered. Now we just wait for the Kujara to enter. There's Kujara number 2. And then Kujara number 3. And now we just sit back and watch the show. Seizure warnings on some of these games. Alright, so the rock is blasted. That does nothing to him at all.
What? Fam, you do some.
Alright, so static explosion is now done. And now we have a way to get to the Donglin Forest. And as you can see, our little Kujaras here are burnt to a crisp. And now we obtain the evil Ice Pig bag. Or just Ice Pig bag. And now we get the event Capture Evil Ice Pig. The evil Ice Pig is actually located in the Water Temple, which, again, we do not see for a while. Flame Pig, I don't know if I said where the Flame Pig was, but we can't access him till Donglin Forest is purified. But anyway, let me just sort my items here. I like them to be sorted by color. I don't know why. Okay, so should we move on to the Donglin Forest? We're 10 minutes in. Yeah, we're gonna move on. So, we ride the gondola down. And now we are in possibly, which is a bit of the one of the creepiest areas to be in this game, the Donglin Forest. Now there are 3 snow fireflies in this area. I gotta capture them. They do appear randomly, and if you do miss one, they do appear again. So it's not that big a deal. Or maybe it was just 2. I don't remember off the top of my head. Alright. We're gonna talk to this guy here. He tells us about the ghost that's blocking our path. If we hit it with the ice boomerang, it will disappear. So we're going to now materialize it. We capture it, and it's going to turn into some kind of soul, which will appear in a bud, and it will trigger whatever that event was. I didn't read it. I know there were more snow fireflies in here. How many do I have? I have 11. I know there was at least one more here somewhere. Alright, ghost sticker event was triggered. I completely forgot to do that one. That thing and materialize it. Get that jewel. Alright, now we're very lucky to have those little buds flying around, because without that we would not be able to get through here. We'd need a grapple. Alright, so let's get that gem. Alright, now these ghost pigs, do not let them touch you right away. They catch you, you will turn invisible, and we do not need that right now. When you're invisible, you cannot use any kind of clothes. Yeah, you can still use your weapon. I don't remember if you could. And I got no control over my boomerang, and I'm about to fall in the water. Son of a... Am I protected from that water? Yeah, I am. The mermaid scale, at least, still protects me. That's what I get for being greedy. Let's just move on. Alright, so we're gonna find the next 2 ghosts. There's one over there. Materialize him. And I missed him completely. Oh, crap. Alright, so that one's materialized. Now I just gotta catch him. And I'm taking some heavy damage here. Alright, so that's 2. And the third one should be further up. So the second bud has appeared. Oh, damn. Now I'm invisible. Also, when you're invisible, people can't talk to you. Now, if you want to break the invisibility, you can use either a food, one of the sandwiches, or you can actually bite one of the ghosts. You bite a ghost, it will turn you back. At least that's what I remember. I just gotta find one now. I can't collect anything while in ghost form either. And you can't take damage either, it looks like, too. So that's a plus. One of the other things of being invisible. Alright, so let's try and find a ghost here, so that I can rematerialize. There we go, there's one. Crap, I fell too far. No, I didn't die. There you are. Come here. Damn, I missed. That was horrible. That's the second time I've fallen in the water. This is not turning out the way I want it to. Get your ass over here. Alright, so let's re-equip my clothes and get back to the event here. We gotta find that last one. Let's get going. Re-equip my ice boomerang, grab that blue fruit now. That'll trigger another event. There we go, more blue for the picture has now occurred. I need to find that last material ghost, and I dropped too far again. Damn, I'm really doing poorly right now. Alright. I know where he is, so we're gonna definitely go and get him now. The next part, we're gonna need a hammer. It doesn't matter if you use the fire hammer or not, but you're definitely gonna need a hammer. Alright, so let's head up. This area is littered with jewels. Get out of here. Where are you? Where'd you go? There you are. Let's materialize you. Get rid of you, because I don't want you interfering again. And that is the last ghost. All buds are now on the mask. And put in the spirit's eye is now clear. And now we get this Gengar looking thing. And now we get kill the guards. For those of you who don't know what a Gengar is, you're living under a rock. Alright, so now this is where we need our hammer. To defeat this thing, we have to hit its tongue that comes out. It takes 3 hits exactly. There's 1. Now his tongue does stick out sometimes too far out, like that. You don't want to touch it because of course you take damage. But sometimes it doesn't come out that far. You can stand on the edge. There's 2. You're a bastard. Alright, so that thing is defeated. We will now get the Donglin Bell, which will teleport us to this area of the Donglin Forest. And kill the guards is now complete. We can move on to the next area, which is the Laughing and Crying Forest. We're going to have to stop it here since we're almost 20 minutes in. Let me re-equip my boomerang. Screw you. Alright, so now we are in the Laughing and Crying Forest. And if we look at this statue, this is a statue of Baron, the puppy we had saved in Tomba 1. He was turned to stone by the evil pigs, and now we have to find a way to free him. So, Baron turned to stone is triggered. Baron, of course, has the same ability as Tomba 1, which we'll get into later on. Of course, we're not going to do that right now. We're going to save our game, and when we come back, we're going to continue on to the next world, continuing any events that are in the way. We'll collect the rest of them as we continue on. We will have a time where we do the sub-events that we missed. We do have a lot of them, actually, so... But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Tomba. When we come back, we will continue on through the Laughing and Crying Forest. Until then, I will see you for my next episode of Tomba 2, The Evil Swine Returns.